1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, hello, Internet. We're live. No one's watching yet, but don't worry. They'll get here. Share it with all your friends. Yeah, scan and film. Pop off in the chat. Let me know what's going on. Doing camera scanning. That's what this whole setup is. If you've seen my long form on camera scanning.
Mine says you still have 4 minutes.
Still have 4 minutes? It's not live yet?
It says this live event will begin in 4 minutes at noon.
Well, am I live yet? What's up? What's up, Sky? Okay, we're live. Cool. Okay, so in case you've seen my long form, let me know how the sound is, Sky. Appreciate you popping in all the time, dude. Frickin', if anyone else is watching, check out Social Democracy, Senpai Sky. Great channel, does a lot of cool stuff with analog photography. Okay, so yeah, if you've seen my long form on camera scanning, some things have changed. Notably, see this little mirror here? That's how I find level now. It's a lot more accurate than using a bubble level just set on top of the camera. And a lot of people were telling me, Nick, you gotta use the freaking mirror. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And then, you know, you just put a mirror there and then you focus on the lens itself because it's looking at itself. And you just try and get it centered there with the guide of, here, let me show you if I can, I don't know if I can show you, if I can take that thing off there. Is my phone linked up? Then maybe I can switch to that view and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, phone cam. Phone cam working? No? Bing bong. I'm connected. Okay. Dismiss. What's going on? Maybe I got to activate, deactivate, activate. Oh, we got a spinny thing. Hey, here we go. Okay, switch to back. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm trying to focus on the lens itself here, and I have that grid so I can try and center it up. You know what I mean? I got that little X there, and I try to just, you know, I lower it over here with this knob, then I refocus here, and then I just make fine adjustments with this thing. Helps me tilt it like this way, you know, like and then, you know, I can go like that and then just get it all centered up. Anyway, let's go back to the main screen. Okay, phone, you're going away. Hi, welcome back. So just bear with me, hit me up with any questions you want or whatever while I finagle this thing to be centered and level and whatnot. God dang, oh, I think all that dust is on the mirror. I mean, I hope so. Better not be on the lens. Jeez. Fancy, that's what they use in the lab. What, a little tiny circle mirror? I don't know. What's my white balance settings? I set the light and the camera to 5600 Kelvin because that's like daylight. And then, you know, I don't think it really matters though. I mean, the light white balance matters, the light temperature matters, but then I think whatever white balance, as long as you're shooting raw, it shouldn't really matter, right? That's what I've always heard, that white balance isn't baked into the look if you're shooting raw. Getting close, finagling this. It sucks because I usually use this little light and it's dead because I used it in the background of a video, so it was just shining for like hours. Yeah, shoot raw, adjust later. Exactly. Very much live. I am live. Hell yeah. But it's hard for me to focus on this because it's all dark over here. I usually put this little light and then just put it down here and have it shine up at the lens, and it's a lot easier to see, but it's dead right now, so I guess I should get that charging if I had a spare frickin' USB somewhere. My desk is a rat's nest, guys. So this is oh, where's my headlamp? Maybe I could use that. Here we go. Headlamp. That's what I use when I'm tinkering. Okay, I think I should be able to get this under there. Okay, now we got light. Now I can kind of see, sort of see. Like usually, I'm able to actually see the aperture blades and even center the little aperture and everything. Right now there's a bit of glare though. We'll get there, guys. We're going to be scanning some Lomo turquoise and probably just some Fuji 400. I can't tell how freaking far. Let me go up again. As you can tell, it's a very professional operation, right, Sarah? Mm-hmm. Sarah says, mm-hmm. Anyway, welcome to the Nick Fiddles with His Camera show. I mean, that's the whole, if you boil it all down, that's pretty much what my whole channel is, right? Nick fiddling with cameras. The Nick Camera Hour, if I can last that long. And it seems pretty level. Yeah, I'll call it there. There we go. We're locked in. Okay, now we actually get to grab film. That's for stargazing. I'm tired. I was up late last night making Christmas cookies. Sarah made pizzelles. I helped. You guys ever had a pizzelle? Live and uncut. That's me, baby. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what I need before I touch the film? I need to get the protection on. And after I run these through on the Sony, I'm going to do something cool. I was going to rescan them with this thing because this thing has pixel shift, and I want to test it out for the video I'm doing about this camera, OM Systems OM3. Okay, I guess we'll do this one first because it's the closest to me. So I leave the little clip on there on the bottom. Then I get all the dust off because these have been hanging since my last live stream where I developed all this stuff, which was, I don't know, like 3 days ago now. So it's definitely accumulated a bunch of pet dander and dust. Puppy loves to run around the room and go wriggle next to the film hanging station, so he thwacks the film with his tail, so we'll see if we get any dog hair in the scanner. By the way, if you're thinking of camera scanning and you need something to hold your film while you point a camera at it, consider getting the Essential Film Holder. Hey, looks like I grabbed turquoise first, so we're starting off with my first roll of Lomo turquoise I've ever shot. Essential Film Holder. It's essential to my workflow. Pizzelles are a solid choice. Yes, I had no idea what a pizzelle was. Tiger Woods FJ. What, are you driving FJ Cruiser, dude? What's up with the FJ in your name? Or do you need to have a, oh crap. I've hooked one of the sprocket holes. There we go. Now we're unhooked. What's up with the FJ in your name, man? Is that a like FJB? With all the rednecks, they have those stickers. I did that. Oh, who just shit my pants? What is it? Ibrahim Dermish says, I have same setup, only different lens. I use Takumar 50mm f4. Recently I made comparison with Sony 90mm. They both looked similar. Yeah, I love the 90mm, dude. I didn't even know I was gonna scan film with it when I bought the 90mm. Because I wasn't shooting film yet at that point. I just thought, hey, you know, maybe I could make some pictures of bugs or something. So I've advanced to the second frame because the first one's burnt and I want to go to a full frame to be able to frame it up. So now I'm just adjusting the height and then focusing and going back and forth until I've got a good middle ground. Or, you know, I'm filling up as much as the sensor as I can, leaving enough border so I'm not like cutting off any of the image. I think I might have zoomed out a little too much because now we got too much space, so I'm gonna have to finagle this again. FootJ golf shoes. FootJoy golf shoes. So wait, is that a real brand? Do we really have Tiger Woods hanging out with us? Didn't you meet Tiger?
No.
No, but didn't he?
He came to the club I worked at, yeah.
Yeah.
I met Ian Poulter.
Is he a golfer?
I met Graham McDowell.
Graham McDowell, is he a big deal? I've never been into golf.
These are all,
Sarah met all the fancy. Sarah met Lance Armstrong, and let me say, he was a very pleasant human being. Not. See, that's how you do a joke. You say something that's not true, and then you go, not. That's the Michael Scott method. Or Borat. He goes, this is not good. Not. Anyway. One cool celebrity Sarah's met is Henry Winkler. I haven't met any celebrities. Oh, I met Nate Smith, the drummer. I got to sit front row at a show of his.
Jeffries.
Jacob Jeffries.
You definitely did go to college with me.
Yeah, Jacob. If you guys know about Jacob Jeffries, he's the newest member of Wolfpack. I'm nice to you. I'm nice to you. I tried for you. I died for you. Anyway, we got it all framed up. It's from years ago, not politics. Oh, FG, yeah, not okay. Well, good, dude. Let's make this a politics-free zone. Keep everybody happy. Okay. Yeah, and then I got it all framed up over here, frame one, and then I use my handy-dandy infrared remote, and bada bing. Oh, crap. We got to retake that because I was on -1 on exposure compensation, and I always set the camera to aperture priority, just so, and then I keep the histogram on so I can see if I'm clipping anything, you know. But looks good. So this is going to be f8, 1.3 seconds, ISO 100, and now we have zeroed out the exposure compensation, and now we can get to work. Then you just pull it through to the next frame, bada bing, and dust it, take the shot, and I'm off to the races. How do I deal with dark scenes? I get light leaks and fixing it in post. It's always hard scanning dark scenes. Like, you know, I've shot a lot of, do you mean like, you know, super fogged frames, or do you mean like you were out shooting when in low light? Because if you mean low light, it is always kind of hard to scan that, to know where the frame lines are. I've shot a lot of street photography with a flash at nighttime in Austin, and it's hard to see the frame line sometimes because, you know, the background might be really far away and you're not illuminating the whole scene, just the subject, and then it's hard to, you know, tell where the one frame ends and another one begins. So yeah, low light, yeah, it's kind of tough. I don't know what you mean about light leaks though. Does your camera, you need to repair your light seals? Is that what's going on, man? Anyway, we're scanning Lomo turquoise. Does anyone have any tips for for converting scans of turquoise to get good colors? Because I never like the colors I get from Lomo purple. So I'm imagining this is going to be kind of the same thing. But we'll see. Oh, come on. That's one thing about my setup. I gotta tape this thing. It's because of the light that I use that this thing gets all wobbly, and then I knock it out of position, and then I gotta realign it. If I had a better, sturdier light, then I wouldn't be knocking this out of position all the time. But, you know, it was the cheapest one I could find with a high CRI rating. That's why I use it. It's like 40 bucks. I think it's even cheaper now. Yeah, is that what you mean, stray lights? Sometimes I do this. I usually, don't even mess with it though, because I don't think it really affects the contrast much. I'll put this thing on, and then I can't dust the individual frame. But did I already scan that one? Yeah, I already scanned that one. Okay, well, we'll leave that on. See, and now it's just some cardboard paper. Oh, I'm not centered. There we go. But since I already dusted the film, this should be fine. Sorry if I'm not super hyper crazy man like usual, guys. I'm kind of tired. Oh, what's up, Chris? Thanks for joining, man. Okay, well, now we're just going to go through. I'm not going to dust the frames unless I see something like a hair come into the gate. Check the gate. You know, I can pretend I'm a Hollywood guy. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Once you get it all set up, this is what's fun about camera scanning. If anyone out there is thinking of, changing their workflow from a flatbed to this, it's a lot of setup at the start of it, but once you're all set up, then you're kind of off to the races. You just pull to the next frame, take the shot. And they have other setups that like automatically transport the film for you. But this is the essential, no frills, get the job done. 1/10 of the price for 99% of functionality, like hold your film flat and in place for your camera to take a picture of it. You don't need all the other fancy stuff unless Negative Supply or Veloy or someone wants to send me stuff. I'd be so happy. I'd be a shill. I'd sell out, I'd convince you guys to buy that instead of this, but I'm just kidding. We'll see. Did you get the film shipped to South Korea? Not yet. It's I've been shipping other things, but I'll get it to them. I'll get it to them. Thank you for reminding me that I'm a lazy person. No, I'm not lazy. I got a lot to do, but I'll get it to him. I'll get it to Jin Hyuk. I assume it's a him. I don't really know if that's like a gendered name. So, you're gonna do a camera giveaway. I have no plans for one. I gotta make money. I did a film giveaway. Well, I mean, it was a raffle. I did do a giveaway though in the comments. One guy won that, and then I'm out of that X-ray film. Other than a couple of spare rolls for me for the future. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do a giveaway. Whoa, Sprainard Photoflux. Thank you so much. Shipping fun. Appreciate it, man. Dang. Sprainard, you got any requests, dude? You want me to sing something? Let me run this by you guys. I've been workshopping this. Ektachrome for Christmas. You can expose me. Please, no grain or dynamic range. Just positives of trees. Ektachrome will find me scrolling through my eBay feed. Ektachrome Ektachrome for Christmas. If only in my dreams. I don't know, I gotta get the lyrics down. I want to do a reference of, you know, Jason Cumberfeld, Grainy Days, Ektachrome Christmas, because that's what, you know, he always does the Ektachrome Christmas, so I gotta figure out how to work that into the lyrics. But I like the bit about please no grain or dynamic range. And yeah, I don't know about the Christmas Eve will find me scrolling through eBay or something. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I gotta figure that out and record that for a reel for Christmas. So there you go. You guys get some behind the scenes. How I write my songs. I would do more musical content stuff, but I don't. You know, I never really got good at any instrument. I got okay at the drums, but you know, how much can I do on drum? And now I'm probably rusty as heck. I probably can't even play a backbeat anymore. But I don't know. I learned how to like do some chords and peck around on a piano, but I never got good enough at it where I could like, you know, write songs or anything. So, and now I'm too busy being a YouTuber to try and learn anything. Okay, chat. Guess what instrument I played in middle school band? Guess. I was a fat kid, just so you know. So guess where the band director put me? Anyway, let's catch up. What are we at? By the way, thank you so much, Spraynard. Appreciate you, man. And everyone, if you want to donate in the chat, if we can get to 100 in the chat, I'll do a camera giveaway. I guess I got some stuff. I got plenty of stuff I could do a giveaway with if we want to do it. Bassoon. We're guessing bassoon. Huh?
Should have done it before Christmas.
What, a giveaway?
Well, yeah, because then people could get it for Christmas.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I have definitely. Sarah has been telling me for the longest time I got to start scheduling things and calendaring things, and I really do, because I've got several videos that would have been perfect for Christmas time. Like, you know, I should have gotten the Olympus video done. The Lomo video would have been perfect to, you know, just bang it out and get it done for Christmas time and get people frothing at the mouth. Oh, I'm in holiday spirits. I want to buy a camera. Here, what does Nick have to say about the camera? And then I've got all these bins next to me. I got 3 giant, what are they, like 27-gallon bins full of camera stuff. So if I had gone through that and, you know, gotten listings on eBay or on my website in time for Christmas, that would have been the perfect businessman move, but whatever. Anyway, what are we guessing? Oh, Joe, you got it. Joe Van, thank you so much. By the way, guys, if you don't know Joe, dude, he's a freaking legend out in Albuquerque. Does a lot of cool analog stuff, cool experiments, DIY, homemade stuff, and also does other cool retro stuff like typewriters. Joe is a legend. I was blessed with getting to meet him when I went to go meet Ethan Moses, Mr. Cameradactyl himself. But Joe, you called it. I played the tuba. I played the tuba in middle school band. Let's catch up. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Rahul Pelagi says, I got really cheap repair in my area, thinking buying camera for parts, hoping it can be fixed. What camera do I get? Just get whatever's cheap, man. I mean, as long cameras are all the same thing, dude. That's why it's always kind of like, oh, how do I do a camera review? It's just a box that, you know, doesn't let light in until you press a button. You know, it's just a box. Lenses are cooler than cameras. I mean, that's the only thing that makes me want to get any certain camera is like, oh, you can get these lenses for it, you know? And, you know, I say that, but then of course I drool over cameras. Like I freaking was like, oh, Nikon F5, or wow, I got myself a Leica Flex SL2. You know, everyone says gear doesn't matter, and then they have all the gear, so I'm part of the problem, I guess, you know? But yeah, I was a tuba guy. You're not late, Federico. You're fine. Thanks for the live show. What software are you using to process for your photo? I use Negative Lab Pro, the plugin for Lightroom, and I haven't upgraded it because honestly, I think it's kind of lame that, you know, they do an incremental upgrade, and like I already spent like whatever it is, like $100 on it for version 2, and now they've gone to version 3 and they want to charge you more money. Come on, you know. I mean, I don't know. I guess everyone's got to eat, you know. Everything's expensive, but kind of they've positioned themselves as the solution for people who camera scan. So you'd think, you know, they already kind of have the market cornered. A lot of people are making their own things, like that guy with his Filmomat auto carrier, and he's got his own software. That seems pretty cool. I would love to work with that guy, but he's got like a PhD, and he's probably too smart to want to work with me. You know, I sent him a DM, but whatever. Brother, Sayin 5835 says, brother, which is better for photography, Nikon or Canon? They're the same thing. Sony. I mean, they're the same thing, dude. Like they both, you know, especially with, if you're thinking about film stuff, like, I don't know. They both have like crazy things on all ends of the spectrum. Like you think of, you know, the Nikon Nikon F versus the Canon F1. You know, freaking Canon AE1 or the Nikon FM2 or something, and then freaking I don't know. Then there's the Canon EOS 1N, or versus like the Nikon F5. They're both, you know, like, wow, look at those fancy autofocus things. So it just, you know, get something cheap and, you know, start buying glass for it. I'm just, I don't know. If you want to know about what camera to buy, watch my video that I came out with like, I don't know, like a month ago now. My 5 rules for camera thrifting. Because pretty much every camera I have, I didn't spend like market price on it. I get things cheap, you know what I mean? Hell yeah. Thank you for the hearts, whoever just shot hearts in the chat. Shoot hearts, guys. If we can get the super chats to $100, I'll do a camera giveaway, you know. So there you go. Freaking wow. And then who am I going to give it to? I don't know. I'll give it to Sarah. I'll do a camera giveaway to Sarah. Here's Sarah. Here's the freaking wow. Oh, look at this stuff I bought, guys. It's just sitting here. I haven't put it in the freezer yet. I tried to buy 200 feet of this, but the guy said he either misplaced or must have miscounted how many he had. But this is pre-Vision film, like before it was Vision 3 500T or whatever. This is Kodak. This is Eastman EXR. And the EI exposure index says 500 for tungsten. So this is pre-Vision 3 500T. It says daylight rated at 320. And he said freezer stored since 93. So we'll see. I got 100 feet of it. That'll be a real fun episode. Because, you know, I haven't gotten to mess with old, like big stock of old color film before. So I don't even know if this has remjet. I would think it would. Anyone ever shoot any of this EXR stuff? Let me know in the chat. I always lose place. Okay, yeah, I did scan that one. Okay, what's going on in the chat? What's up, dude? God, you guys have been busy. Yeah, Negative Lab Pro. Electric sousaphone. No, that wasn't it, man. The Tasteful Thickness says, this doesn't look like the Vietnamese feet stream I've ordered. Hey, well, take what you can get, man. I don't know. Sometimes I accidentally let my footsies into the shot. It's not because I'm trying to get a little cheeky only feets action. You know, it's just, I got big feet. You know what they say about guys with big feet? Big socks. Ooh, I caught a live stream. What's up, Ibanez? Thanks, man. Got more lens option for F mount. FD mount kind of mid. I don't know, dude. I love my 24 millimeter f2.8 for my Canon FD mount SSC, 24 millimeter SSC, super spectral coating. I love that lens. It lives on my Canon A1. So I don't know. You know, frickin' Minolta. I mean, I still think Minolta is like a great ecosystem because we got a huge collection of that glass. It seems like they've got all the focal lengths covered. You know, frickin' you can't go wrong living in that ecosystem. What's up? F1 for the win. Little light tight box with a lens. Yeah, that's all it is, man. It's just a frickin' It's just a box. Pavlos Kozolidis, amazing photographer that I am blessed to have made his acquaintance, and I guess I can call him a friend. He always calls them stopping time machines. That's what cameras are to him, a stopping time machine. AJM Reels says, I have a Minolta X700 and tried a few other film cameras, but I love the Minolta. Yeah, the X700, it's dope. Like, it's got all the same features as the pricier XD11 or XD5. And you know what? Last time I looked up the XD11, like, the prices are super reasonable on eBay. It's like, I thought they were a lot more. So if you guys want like a lot of people call it like the best, you know, manual film SLR, you know, for Minolta ever anyway. It's a great one. It's compact. It's like the classic type of metal body. But the X700 does all the same stuff. It's just plastic, which saves you on weight, you know. If you want to hear about my thoughts on the X700, I have a video on it. It's called like The Truth, Minolta X700 and the Truth About Photo Walks. Because I went on a photo walk with the X700. All of us were shooting X700s. Me, Sarah, and Eric Gustafson. Thank you, babe. Eric Gustafson, Money Shot Photo, who is also another prolific street photographer, guys. You guys should follow at Money Shot Photo on Instagram, because he, just for his stories, he posts like so many stories, but he's been making good work on film for over a decade, and he's always posting like throwbacks to stuff he like shot in like, you know, like almost a decade ago, and he's just still making good work. He's always going out, just making good images all the time. He can't be stopped. Okay, next roll. I'll read the chat while I blow this roll. Ugh. I went with Canon Elon 7 because the 1 series was a bit steep. Elon? I didn't know Musk made a camera. Haha, dad jokes. Is it Elon or Elan? You guys remember LAN parties? I never really went to one because, I don't know, I was a console kid. I did play Half-Life on the PC and Doom and Quake and all that, but I was too young to like be super techie about it. We got any other nerds in here? Who am I kidding? You're watching a guy blow a floppy roll, so we're all freaking nerds. Okay. What's up with I want to grab a Pentax MX and 400mm super tiny package. I don't know the Pentax MX. Let's check it out. Is that the cute Pentax thing that they offered in various colors? Who said that? That's Ibanez. That might be the one I'm thinking about. Pentax MX. I'm not sure. Finley's Audio Adventure says, I have 2 rolls of 35mm Fuji Extra that was shot around 20 to 25 years ago. Wow. Vintage. Can it still be developed? I'm sure. I've developed a lot of found film. I don't know what the oldest color roll I've ever developed is, though. But, yeah, it can definitely be developed. I don't know. I'm not too smart on how to, you know, recover images from old film. I know there's special chemical processes you could do. I don't know if there's restrainers for color film or reducers or whatever, how you would combat the fog that has, you know, definitely fogged the image over time. So, I don't know. Maybe research old faux trio forums to get a better answer, but it can definitely be developed. And I don't know how to look them up, but I know there's labs that specialize in that kind of thing. Because, like, how did they get such good pictures out of, like, you know, Vivian Meyer's old archive? Or was that already all developed? I don't know. You know, but there's definitely people who specialize in recovering old images from old undeveloped film. Is it important stuff or just something you found at a thrift store? Not that that's not important, but you know, it's a nice little mystery. Very voyeuristic thing to find and develop old, forgotten film. But I like it. Anyway, we're on to the next roll. I broke one of my crap. So I always like to scan a blank frame between rolls, because I like to put them in their own individual folders, especially, you know, because they're different film stocks and you want to set the white balance on the film border. So if you do that across the board with, you know, based on Lomo turquoise, then all the colors of this Fuji roll will be messed up. Anyway, sorry that kind of went down a tangent there. Finley's, my friend found and recently developed some rolls shot around 1990 and it came out absolutely fine. Well, very nice. Yeah, a lot of the old stuff I find has not been kept very well. Like I remember finding one roll and developing, it was somebody's wedding and everything was just all green cast after developing it. Whoa, Grain Rot's here. What's up, Mingo? Contax T3, my dream point and shoot. Well, look at you. You gonna get one? Mingo, you're gonna go buy one, aren't you? You're probably fighting that gas. Have you been scrolling through eBay? I thought the T2 was the hype camera. What's better about the T3? Is that the same thing as the Yashica T whatevers? I know it was like a cross thing. I don't know. Social Democracy says was going to buy a roll of that. Let me know how it goes. You talking about this stuff? Yeah, I'll post results. I'll let you know early before I make the video about it. Okay. By the way, if anybody saw my live stream about where I developed some of these rolls from the Lomo MCA. God, I gotta sneeze. If anyone saw that and saw some issues with the frame spacing, I have official word that, you know, it was a pre-production model they sent me. It wasn't, you know, it was a review unit. They worked out the kinks apparently, so I'm gonna get a new unit to test. Anyway, that's more tea for later. Where are we at? Rahul says, get film from Alaska. That way you know it's been cold stored. Yeah, just store your film outside. Wouldn't that be nice? You know? If anybody has a St. Joseph, what do you call those things? Medallions? Necklace? What do you call it? The charms? If anyone has a St. Joseph, you know, put in a little prayer for us. We're looking at a place that seems like it could be in our budget. Anyway, I'm not trying to jinx myself, but you know, I feel like you got to manifest things, and it's in some place that would be cold, would be nice. Then I'll you know, have a root cellar and put all my film there. The Tasteful Thickness says, I don't need a camera because I got sweet LUTs. But how are you going to apply LUTs to anything if you don't have a camera to make the pictures or the movies? So I don't get it. Why don't you scan shoot in electronic shutter mode? I don't know. You know, I'm probably, you know, reducing the lifespan of this thing by doing more shutter actuations. But I feel like then it's a real picture. I do real shutter. If I was going to do, one day I want to build myself a rig for digitizing movie film, and that would involve, you know, converting a movie projector, taking out the bulb, putting in an LED, taking out the lens, and just having this aimed down where the lens used to be. And if I was going to do that, then that would be, you know, hundreds of frames per, you know, I don't know, thousands of frames. Anyway, then I would definitely scan in electronic shutter mode if I was going to be digitizing movie film like that. I want to get one of those setups eventually. I've wasted a lot of time watching people DIY that. Seems like a real cool project. Would you guys watch that? Would you guys watch me make my own film scanner for movie film? Automatic transport and all that stuff? Then I'd be able to offer, you know, oh, you got old 8mm, you watch grandma move it again, you know. That would be real fun. Where am I at? Rahul says, yo, do you talk to Grainy Days? Like, do you know him? We met I met Grainy Days at the Beers and Cameras thing in Austin, Texas. You know, talked to him for a second. He seemed nice. And then I've DM'd him a bit, but honestly, he has not, you know, I've tagged him in a lot of things. I don't know if I'm like a little pest, or I'm like, you know, Grainy Days, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he hasn't responded to any of my DMs in a while, but he's responded to some. You know, I get it. He's probably got all the thirsty film boys in his yard. My Ectochrome brings all the boys to the yard, damn right. It's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours. I could teach you, but I'd have to charge. Yeah, I should have some fire cider, babe. I'm getting sniffly. Guys, home remedies. Sarah's been making fire cider. It's freaking, if you guys don't know what that is, it's like you just put a bunch of stuff in some, well, you put it in apple cider vinegar, right? And that, like, you know, garlic. What else? Like, did you put oranges in it?
Yeah, put everything in it. Garlic, onion, vinegar.
Garlic, onion, vinegar, all this, you know, you just put all this stuff in some vinegar, and then you can take a shot of it after it's been in there for a month, and oh boy, it'll wake you up. It tastes a little like kind of like a crazy ketchup or Worcestershire, but, you know, super healthy. It's nutso. Where am I at? But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I know Grainy Days. He, you know, we've talked a little bit, a couple of messages. But he won't shout me out. He won't put in a good word for me to Squarespace. Come on. The Minolta Sucks 3000 is the best. I'd buy that for $1. What is the Minolta Sucks 3000? Is that a real camera? You guys are nutso. Yeah, Warcraft 3 LAN parties, dude. I feel like I did do a little bit of that. Guys, that's what's missing from, like, gamer. I don't know what gamers do these days, but, like, couch gaming. I feel like Super Smash was probably the last thing that really got people together on the couch, you know? What was your main? My original main was probably Link, and then I moved to Samus, and then eventually I was like, I'm cool. I'm gonna be a Ness main, and now I'm just a Nick. That's all I am. I'm a YouTuber now, so I don't have time for video games. Chris Card just bought an Atari 65XE. I don't know about that one. Is that one of them old ones? Can you play Space Invaders? You playing Asteroids? You playing Pong? 70s to 80s SLR, supposedly the smallest SLR you can get, and with a 40mm pancake, it's pocketable. I'll have to look that up, the Pentax MX. I thought it was one of them newer digital cutesy cameras they made. Did I do this one yet? Yeah. Rahul Palaji says, you can still shoot Ektar 25 at box speed, even if it's expired for 20, 30 years at this point. I think I have a roll of that either Anthony's expired film sent me, or I got it from my homie Ace, who's in Australia. Australia, mate. He's from Australia. He says, oi, you cunt. Ah, koala's got chlamydia. That's not a camera. This is a camera. Federico says, I have a Fujifilm X-T2 and X-H1. I would like to use for scanning. Sold my Nikon D800. Too heavy for trips to Oaxaca. Hey, that's the name of the cheese. I didn't know it was also a town. I guess that makes sense. Oaxaca is just like, it's Mexican string cheese, right? Well, dude, I really want a Nikon D850, and that thing's big and sexy. I love it. That's my dream. That's my dream digital camera. I have my dream Nikon film camera now. I have the Nikon F5, and yeah, I get it. That thing's definitely heavy. You know, I kind of get why everyone's like, F100 gets the job done. It's just as good as F5, and it's like, you know, a fraction of the weight. See you, Sky. Thanks for joining. Where am I at? Did I do this one yet? See, this is what always gets me when I do a scanning live stream. I'm like, is this the same frame? I think that's the same frame. So I think I already got that one. I don't want to double scan it. If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, baby, please don't go. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying the F100, yeah, F100 just as good as the F5 and lighter, but the F5 is so freaking cool. Love it so far. Angry Kittens says, I devved some 20-year-old expired Fuji Reala. Added an extra pre-wash and a stop bath before Blix. Seemed to work well. Yeah, I never do any rinses between Dev and Blix anymore because, you know, Blix lasts a lot longer than Dev, and that pretty much stops it, doesn't it? I used to do a pre-rinse and then like an in-between rinse cycle. I never messed with doing stop baths for color. But I didn't notice any difference when not rinsing it, you know? So I don't rinse in between anymore. Yes! What are we saying yes about, Ibrahim? I don't know. I'm moving too fast. I can't keep up with you guys. I keep rambling about this or that. Have you ever tried Kodak Aerochrome? No. An Instagram buddy of mine sent me a roll of some of the infrared Ektachrome from set that expired in '78. And so that's freaking old. I only got one roll of it, so I mean, I don't know how I'm going to dial that in with just one roll. I feel like I'm going to have to do what I did with the X-ray film and take snips of it, put them in, double-side tape them into a 4x5 film holder and do test exposures that way. So me and Gayla drink that often. What do you guys drink? What was I talking about with drinks? Sorry, Mingo. I can't even remember what I said 2 seconds ago, y'all. I'm easily distracted. I've got the memory of a goldfish, which is good. Live in the present, right? That's what Siddhartha says. RoboCop reference. Sucks 3000. Okay. That's it. Sorry. I started trying to watch RoboCop with Sarah, but she did not get into it right off the bat. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose. I'm sniffling too much. I'll be right back. I hope I'm not coming down with something. Oh, that was that week? Okay. Well, maybe we'll try and rewatch RoboCop, because I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Tell everybody what happened when you watched
E.T.?
E.T.
Yeah, E.T. sucks. E.T. does not hold up. It's just kind of lame. Like, was Spielberg even good? I got we got the collection of Indiana Jones on DVD now. We just thrifted it for $3. And we're going to pop that in soon and see if, is my childhood a lie? Or is it going to just be like, oh, that's out-of-date racism with Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones! What was that kid's name? So yeah, is Spielberg even good, or is he just, I don't know. He's the one that says, digital is a science, but film is a chemical miracle. Wah, wah. Whatever. So yeah, E.T.'s just like a big commercial. They like talk about Coca-Cola and other brand names, and it's like, how much did you get paid from big Coca-Cola? Anyway, now I'm getting snot on my film, so it's not the big problem. To the next frame, to the wall, to the sweat drops on my film, to the all skeet shooting film. Okay, yeah, already caught up with that. I picked up a D700 for a beater. That sounds nice. Isn't that the full frame step down from the D850? Or is that like the full frame version of the D7000? I don't know. It's funny that the crop sensor's got the bigger numbers. Put an extra 0 on it and they won't know the fucking difference. Replacing his D80 for taking on hikes. My DF is too nice for that. Ooh, look at you. It's all a tool. You got to use it or lose it. Those film looking Nikons are pretty sexy though. I don't blame you for wanting to keep it fresh and clean. But yeah, my dream digital camera would be a DSLR, Nikon D850. If I keep saying that on live streams, maybe someone will send me one. Wink, wink. Just kidding. I'm not begging. Minox 35 GT, best portable and quality. I think I've seen that. That's kind of the one that like folds out like that, right? Like, and then it's almost like it's on struts. I think I've seen that at a garage sale, but I couldn't tell if it was working, and they were asking too much, and I don't know, it just didn't, it wasn't like a no-brainer, so I left it there. But yeah, it is a tiny thing. I think I know the one you're talking about. Put a little, oh yeah, I put a little boogie in it. Look at you. You got dad jokes over here. Next frame. Okay. Ivan.jpg says, you're right, X700 is the greatest Minolta X series ever sold, but no multi-exposure level like on Nikon. I didn't know Nikon's had a multi-exposure level. I can't even talk right now. Multiple exposure lever. God dang. That's a tongue twister. Multiple exposure level. I didn't know Nikon's had that. I know my Canon A1 has a multi-exposure lever. Multi-exposure lever. Did you guys know the Lomo MCA has a multiple exposure button? Wow. And there's ways around that. You don't need a lever for it, but I get like who wants to mess with like hitting the rewind and holding it and advancing. That's kind of a bummer, you know. Ivan says, I'm waiting on my F100 coming back from the shop. Was stuck on multiple exposure mode, so wouldn't advance the film. Oh. I messed up like with one roll that I took out to Big Bend National Park. The whole roll was like blank. There was rebate, there was the edge markings, and the whole roll was blank except for one frame. So something happened in whatever camera I had it in. I think I had it in maybe my Canon A1. It wasn't advancing, so maybe I had the multiple exposure switch on the whole time. So anyway, it was like 36 exposures on one, all nighttime shots, and they all just kind of layered onto each other, made a big mess. I posted the picture of it though. It was kind of cool chaos. I posted that on Instagram. Should be easy to find because I barely ever post pictures because I guess I'm more of a YouTuber than a photographer. Okay, I think this is the last one. This is your classic power pole, telephone pole, film photography shot. Short Round. Oh, that was the name of the Asian kid, eh? Short Round. Watched The Last Crusade yesterday, great film, and watched Raiders a few weeks ago, also great. Temple of Doom is a bit wank. A bit wank? What are you saying? What are you doing? You watching it one-handed? Heyo. D700 is full frame step down from the D3. Okay, and yeah, I do use the DF as a primary camera. Just not up the Scottish Glens. What's a Glen? I thought that was a person's name. Fugue photo. Isn't the X700 the last camera Minolta released? No. They also made all the Maxim Dynax cameras with autofocus. One of my dream cameras for a while was crap. Now I'm gonna have dog hair, dust all over it. At least I already scanned it. One of my dream cameras I wanted for a while was the Minolta A9. But it seems like, they get all sticky. The rubber corrodes on them. But the reason I wanted one because it has the fastest shutter speed of 1/12,000. Can you imagine? But it is kind of lame because it uses a proprietary hot shoe mount. So that was one lame thing that Minolta did before they ended up getting gobbled up by Sony. So yeah, see, I'm still a Minolta shooter. We got Sony. Might as well be Minolta. Sony the money. Anyway, let's get this next roll up there. This one is the first roll I ran through, oh wait, I don't even know what this roll is. Oh, this is, I ran this through the Zorky, through my Zorky 4. Glen is a Scottish word for valley. Okay, well now I'm learning something new every day. Hey, greetings. Buonasera. Come, I can't speak Italian. Come tu fare? How do you say how you doing? Hey, how you's doing? I can speak that Italian. Ah, forget about it. Anyway, putting in the last roll I have to scan, and then probably off camera, probably after the live stream, I'm going to scan at least one of these rolls again with the Olympus OM3 and see if I can get super high res scans with the pixel shift. I think they call it something else, like super high res. I don't know. I think you can get a 50 megapixel shot out of it. How doth the scanning going? Technol, thanks for joining us, man. It's going good. Making good time. Feel like I'm responding to everybody. Got out and practiced trying to shoot some landscape and sunrise pics this morning. Felt good. Hey, I had 7A7iii, or I always feel like I should just call you Tater, because that's what those 7s look like. Well, good for you, man. It's always good to get out and shoot. Get yourself out of a funk. Shoot more, think less. Am I right? Let's pull focus over here. It was already kind of in focus. This is a good copy stand. It doesn't really slip. Doesn't really slip on me. Okay, we're good. Off to the races. Got out. Okay, Barbados, Uruguay. Where is it, Uruguay? Such a weird thing to say. I think I've only read that country name. I don't think I've ever even said it. Uruguay. Oh, he misses Scotland every day. Poor Fugue. You'll make it back one day. Hey, somebody send me a bottle of scotch, eh? I probably need a little bit of the hair of the dog right now. Edinburgh. Edinburgh. That's all I'll hit you guys with for my impression.
Edinburgh is nice.
Edinburgh. Sarah's been to Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Ibrahim, the OM video that might actually be my next video. So be sure to ring that bell icon. Be sure to like this stream. Be sure to donate to the chat if you want a camera giveaway. Yeah, the OM people have been real nice. They've let me hang on to it a little bit longer than we agreed to, but they said no rush. So I'm not getting paid or nothing, but I get to say what I want. They haven't been asking to see the video early or nothing. It's been a nice, fun camera to play with. That might be my next video because I kind of just want to clear the slate clean before New Year's. So make good on my obligations, my content obligations, so that they're content with my content. Okay, I definitely underexposed a lot of these frames. These are frames I ran through my Zorky 4. Tater in Leet speak. Okay, you're Tater from now on. Hell yeah. Need to come and explore more. It warms my heart seeing all y'all coming together, being friendly, talking about going to Scotland. Where's it going? Glenfiddich. I don't think I've had Glenfiddich. I don't know. I haven't had Scotch in a while. When I want whiskey, I usually just get bourbon lately. And I've just been getting Four Roses. Because, why do I got to get fancy? Maxim I series, 3000i, 5000i, 7000i, says Ivan.jpg. And all the other XI series use that funky hot shoe that pissed off so many photogs back in the day. ExxonMobil lawsuit and mad photo 80s rocked. Was there like an adapter where you could adapt that hot shoe to a normal flash? Because that definitely seems like lame as heck, you know. But, you know, if you're a studio photographer back in the day, you'd probably already have your whole setup, and like, why would you even want one of those cameras, you know? Ben Nevis. Is that a mountain? Does Scotland have mountains? I just know Scotland invented golf, right? Whoa, Tater's a freaking National Guard. Thank you for your service. All walks of life in this photo thing, guys. Surprised Brock's not here. This is like the third live stream Brock hasn't showed up for. Guys, if anyone talks to Brock, tell him he's got to chill on those video games. He's addicted to video gaming lately. Anyway, Merry Christmas, y'all. We set up the Christmas tree last night. We should have got it done like back after Thanksgiving, because we were kind of in a holly jolly mood after Thanksgiving, and then, you know, then I got sucked back into videos and stuff, and I have this client work I got to wrap up before the end of the year. And honestly, that kind of like killed the whole holly jolly holiday mood. But if we had just set up the tree right after Thanksgiving, then that would have probably tided us over until now. But anyway, it's up now, so everything's good. We got the tree up, we got the ornaments. Oh, you guys notice I got lights. I got lights up here. Don't tell my mom. I stole them from her stash of lights. So this is kind of like our tree in the room. It's green, the green screen. So it's a two-dimensional tree. Anyway, we are running some fake Fuji 400 through the Essential Film Holder. That's this thing, this little box. Get yours at madebylowpro.com/EFH. Help me out. Affiliate link. Andrew Clifforth is the inventor of this thing. It's a great product, very solid. Everyone loves it. It's been voted the best photographic invention by Amateur Photography magazine. The Great Goblin War. Or are we talking about Harry Potter now? You have the tallest mountains in the UK. Okay, well, sorry, I don't know anything, dude. Like, I'm a dumb American. I barely even know about all the American stuff. It's like, you know, I speak American. I'm sorry. I appreciate all the EU, UK, I appreciate all you guys, all the international fans. I appreciate you guys. It's cool that, you know, every time I do one of these it's noontime for me, like lunchtime. Every time I do one of these live streams around this time, I always seems to be a good time for all my European photo friends. I definitely underexposed the heck out of that shot. There ain't nothing there. Next trip is Japan. Wow, dude. You guys are jet setting. I'd be scared to fly to Japan. I haven't been on a plane since 2020, I guess, right?
Yeah, we don't fly.
We don't fly. We're like John Madden, going everywhere on his bus. Except for, we're you know, not in a bus. We drive ourselves because we're Americans. I drive a Japanese car, though. I had to wait through 3 ads to get to this live session. What? What do you mean? What do you mean FML? Come on, it's worth it, dude. You got through 3 ads and now you're here. Come on, talk to me. How's it going, Jay Flores? What are you up to? What are you doing? How's it going? Jeez, dude. Don't be such a negative Nancy. We're having fun. We're hanging. We're scanning film. What more could you want from life? Just a bunch of photo nerds taking pictures of pictures. That's what's going on. Anyway, I appreciate you all hanging out. If you got any questions about film or cameras or lenses or politics, let me know. I'm just kidding. I'll probably keep my politics to myself from now on. I don't want to get canceled. Heyo. Yeah, geez. So I shot this roll, you know, just trying to Sunny 16 it and just figure out the settings as I go, because it was in my Zorky, which, you know, is just a basic mechanical camera. And I definitely underexposed a lot of these shots. Whoa. What's up? Jay, message retracted. What's going on, dude? Where's your stick-to-itiveness, man? If you're gonna say it, you gotta mean it. No takesy-backsies in this chat, guys. Worth the wait, especially when scans are scanning. We're scanning, dude. 82RC says, I picked up the Scanlight V3 that Jack W. Man, how is it, dude? I've been wanting to get it, but I mean, I can't, you know, I'm trying to be real thrifty and not spend money. I emailed the guy and, you know, I tried to float the idea of him sending me one, but he was like, oh, they're going to be on sale again soon. So I don't think he wants to send me a freebie. So let me know how it is, dude. Like, it seems several companies are jumping on the whole RGB Scanlight thing. So, I don't know. It seems like people are opening their eyes. That's the way you're supposed to get pictures. But I don't know how much, I mean, in his examples that he shows on his website, like, it doesn't seem like a night and day difference. Yeah, it seems like the colors are a little bit better, probably more accurate to what they're supposed, how the film's supposed to look. But I don't know. For me, having to buy another kit, another piece of kit just to have a little bit better colors, I don't know. Maybe I'll get one day. It seems cool though, and I would like to support him because he's, you know, making his own thing, which is cool as heck. Anyway, flying sucks, says Alex Life. First flight was from West Virginia to Mississippi, and it was horrible. Won't do it again. Is MS Mississippi? I think so, right? Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, flying was probably the coolest thing back in the day when you could, you know, go on the tarmac and go up those little steps, you know, like, just like how train travel was cool, you know? You know, I bet you that was cool. And now it's just, you're in a tube, you're locked in a tube, locked in with demons, screaming and snotting and farting and queefing, like, ugh. I don't know, it still is cool. I'm old enough to remember pre 9/11 flying. You know, freaking, we always took Southwest from Florida to here. And I remember being able to, my aunt would be there waiting for us at the gate, you know, where you could just go through security and go pick people up. And, you know, now it's all like, okay, we need to take off your shoes. We need to see those feet. We need to see those feet if you're going to get anywhere close to the plane. My buddy is taking his wife to Scotland on Boxing Day. He still has family. Well, you guys enjoy all the stuff. I'm sorry to talk crap about flying, you know. Enjoy yourself and go see the world. There's so much to see out there and enjoy. It would be cool to tether the camera to the stream so we can see your scans. I have done that before, but right now I'm using my only good cable that I would hook up to this thing. It's hooked up to the camera you're looking at me through right now. I have done that before, though. It is pretty cool. I was even able to make a LUT. So as I dragged it through, it was inverting it. It wasn't like the best look, you know. It looked all washed out in blue cast, but you could still see it instead of looking at an orange, you know, color negative. So yeah, I need to get more cables, and I'll figure that out one day. You know I should probably tether the camera as I do this so it all goes into a folder instead of having to grab SD cards and do all that. Anyway, second the scan view. Okay, well, we'll get there, guys. You know, especially if I can move out of my mom's house, get my own setup, then I'll think about all that fun stuff, and the channel will be so much more professional. Then Squarespace will call me, and you know, I'll get all the sponsor deals. Yeah. Did it absolutely kill the battery doing that? What? Doing the what? I don't know. The tethering? Almost done. Constant tinkering fun. Yeah, I mean, that's cool that the first real Scanlight you're getting is one that's, you know, supposed to have way more color accuracy than this whole high CRI white light thing that, you know, we were all lied to. It was a scam. We really needed RGB. White light ain't right. If it's white, it ain't right. That's what I tell all my DEI students. So they have me teaching that at City Hall now. Anyway, this might be the last frame. It's probably going to be a terrible roll. And wow, there's a little bit of a picture there. That's weird. Did I cut a picture in half? That's it. Okay, now I gotta, I guess, set up the Olympus, which I've never scanned with before. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. You know, hit me up in the, you know, any questions you got or whatever. I'm gonna hang this one up and get the Olympus set up and see how that goes. Yeah, you want to eat?
No, you do that first.
I mean, I'm down to eat. I can take a break from this and kill the live stream. I don't care. We got tacos to eat, guys. Are you working on something right now?
Yeah, just a tiny little part.
Okay. Well, I'll set up the Olympus, see if anyone's got any questions, and then we'll go make lunch. Anyway, so this is how I mount the thing. It's just a little mounting plate. You clip it up on there. Don't you love that? This is what YouTubers do. Like, look at the, whoa, and this is my mounting plate for my copy stand. And this is film I got to send to South Korea.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that we were still in the place where like Peter McKinnon was cool as fuck. Things were just a lot more simpler.
Things were simpler back in the day when Peter McKinnon was the premier photography YouTube guy. I mean, I guess he still is, but he's more of just a vlog person now. You know? And this is my dummy film that I make people think I just wasted film with.
I feel like I haven't even seen a single video of his since he started film.
We watched one.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
When he
Watched a little
first
bit of
came
it.
out?
Yeah, he has this, McKinnon has this whole thing, quitting digital photography, shooting only film for a year. How many cameras do I have now, dude? I don't know. I can't count them. Let's see how many that are within eye shot. There's the one you're looking at me on. That's one. Here's two. There's three with the Sony that's over there. And then up on my shelf, I got my F100, my F5. Then on the next shelf, there's my Balda Super Pontura. Then on the next one, there's a Minolta XD5, Minolta V2, Nikon FM2, Leicaflex SL2. I got all the twos down there. Then on the next shelf, I've got a Nikon D3300. Why don't I take you guys for a little ride? Where's my phone? Is it still linked up? Let's see, phone cam. Boop, 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 boop. Let's get the phone going. How do I deactivate, reactivate? There we go. Okay, we're going. Let's go. Where was I at? Okay, I lost count, but then we got this one. That's the Nikon D3300. Then we got the Canon A1 and Olympus OM1N, Olympus XA, Yashica Samurai, Nishika N8000, another Olympus XA. There's a Rolly 35 in that case. There's a Nons SL42 Instax camera, Minolta 110 camera. I don't think the rest of this is cameras. Yeah. Zorky. The broken Nikon F5. That's what this one, no, this is my D7000. The broken F5 is down here. This Samsung point and shoot, Weathermatic. Nikonos. And I think that, oh, and then my Polaroid 4x5 thing. Oh, and I forgot about this one, Yashica matte. Yeah, and this one, that's not a real camera. Okay, so yeah, did you guys count all that? I wasn't, I didn't keep, I lost count. Anyway, back to this one. Hi, how's it going? What was I at? Is that the old boy? Tacos require a good hot salsa. One camera that you, if you could only shoot one camera the rest of your life, which would it be? Wow. One that I own. One camera that I own. I don't know. That's a toughie. I guess I'd say my D7000 because it's digital and it works. I don't know. Film. Maybe my Leica Flex SL2 because it's real fun to fiddle with. Very satisfying clickies and buttons and switches and stuff. Is that the old boy? What are we talking about? Anyway, you want to go make lunch, babe? Yeah. Okay. I guess we're gonna kill it, guys. We're gonna kill the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I think I might do a video dedicated to scanning with this Micro Four Thirds thing. So, you know, I'm gonna set this up after the stream and see how good the scans can get because this thing does like pixel shift. I haven't really messed with it, but you know, I requested their macro lens. They sent me the macro lens for it, which kind of looks funny. Look at this thing. You know, it's got that weird little switch there that lets you like toggle up to 1:1 macro. So I'm going to play with this after the stream and after I eat lunch and whatnot. Look at the little scale it's got there. It's like a little gauge. Yeah, we'll see how good the pictures look. Never scanned film with this thing, so that should be pretty interesting. The only weird thing is that it's a different aspect ratio, 4:3 with this compared to 2:3 frames of film. So there's gonna be some wasted space on the sensor, but you know, getting double the megapixels should more than make up for that. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you to everyone who donated in the chat. You know, if you want to support the channel and help me make analog fun again, go to madebylowpro.com today and give what you can. You can join Lopresti Army. You get your name shouted out in the chat. And if you don't want to pay nothing, you can join my newsletter by going to madebylowpro.com, scrolling all the way down. Give me your email address, and I send out exclusive discount codes to merch and, you know, just, you know, keep people privy to any giveaways and stuff I do. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support. And remember, shoot more, think less. Don't let the government into your brain. Peace.